Good morning, Shavua Tov, Agotavach. Thank you very much for tuning in to Kila Chari Torah's daily Halacha review for Sunday, July 24th. We've been talking all through last week about various halachas, laws, and customs pertinent to visiting Jerusalem, seeing the place where the temple stood, where the western wall, the Kotel HaMa'aravi, the Kotel HaMa'aravi stands, how to conduct ourselves, how to express appropriately our grief and sadness over the loss of these holy sites, and at the same time recognize the Jewish sovereignty over them. The poskim say, contemporary halachic authorities say that the Kotel area, the area of the Western Wall, has the same kedusha as a regular shul. This in the name of Tzitz Eliezer, Rabbi Eliezer Waldenberg, just passed away about 15 or so years ago. So really a pretty much contemporary halachic authority, major respected voice in many areas of Jewish law in Israel and around the world. So we have to decide also if the Kotel Plaza has the same kedusha as the area directly in front of the Kotel where prayers take place. Nevertheless, you can understand the anxiety on the part of some to transform it into sort of a free-for-all where everyone gets to follow whatever customs or prayer they may bring from their surroundings outside of Israel or in Israel. Many people do not realize that the Kotel itself is a holy site, he writes here, and should therefore be treated with the utmost respect. There's a mitzvah to honor this place, the Kotel, the Western Wall, as much as possible. So one should be careful to avoid idle speech, talking on cell phones, smoking, or any other conduct which doesn't fit being in such a holy place. Some of the authorities prohibit sticking one's fingers in the cracks of the Kotel because of the sanctity of the place and entering into the even a little bit into the holy sacred precincts there. Others have a custom to place a kvittel, a little note, in the cracks of the Kotel. When leaving the Kotel, one should walk sideways so as not to turn one's back to the Kotel. During the davening, one's back may be turned to the Kotel. Many people are careful not to lean against the wall itself, nor, according to some, should one place a siddur resting up against the Kotel. If many different minyanim take place at the Kotel at one time, you don't have to answer amen to all of them. You should pick one to answer to. After Torah reading, one should not leave the Sefer Torah on the bima until another minyan needs it. The Sefer Torah should be taken back to the ark to its proper place. Some say that it's better to daven in the roofed section of the Kotel than the outdoor area, that in the name of Tel Talpiot, not sure who that is. A woman who's making a condition that she's not accepting Shabbat when lighting candles on Friday night, then she takes a cab to the Kotel. This is permitted as long as she makes that express declaration. Rav Belsky permits this practice if walking would constitute a tircha, a difficulty, so taking the cab is a necessary thing. One should not, nevertheless, become accustomed to making this condition. Now, last word that he says here, in the name of Halicha Shlomo, interesting, we've said quite a bit about mourning and sadness and grief at the place of the Kotel. Nevertheless, he says that the custom seems to be to permit dancing at the Kotel. If you've ever been there on a Friday evening for Kabbalat Shabbat and seen the Bachrim from Yeshivat HaKotel dancing there, or if you haven't, you should make an effort to go. It's quite a thing to see. Apparently this is okay on Shabbat and even encouraged. And it's quite an uplifting sight to see. Last thing that he adds here, the following chapters of Psalms are customarily recited at the Western Wall. Chapters 30, 84, 87, 125, 126, 127, 132, 134, and 137. If you'd like that list, please get in touch with the office. May we see Jerusalem rebuilt speedily in our days and these days of sadness transformed into gladness and rejoicing. So may it be God's will. Amen. Have a good day and a good week.